You are listening to the Rick Magennis Show podcast, where Rick and his guests talk all things affiliate program management. No topics are off limits. Want to learn proven tips and strategies to grow an affiliate program? Look no further. In today's episode, Rick speaks to Todd Crawford. Todd is co-founder and vice president, strategic initiatives of Impact. He has been instrumental in forging and managing relationships with many of the company's flagship advertisers, agencies, and media partners. Todd evangelizes a multi-channel approach to the performance model and is a frequent speaker at key industry events. Todd previously was VP Business Development at Digital River's affiliate network One Network Direct, where he guided strategic initiatives and industry relations. In the late 90s, he helped birth the modern affiliate marketing industry as co-founder and VP Business Development of Commission Junction. Todd won the 2007 Affiliate Marketing Legend Award. Now here's your host, Rick Magennis. Enjoy the interview.
Welcome back to the Rick Magennis Show. Today, my guest is Todd Crawford from Impact. Todd, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing, Rick?
Doing well. So we're all in lockdown from COVID. You're in California, which is pretty locked down. Here in New Jersey, we're not that far off. So how you been passing your time in during quarantine?
I sit in front of my stereo and play a lot of records. That's one thing I like to do. You know, a lot of streaming content, so a lot of movies or whatever's fun to stream. But other than that, been just laying low.
Yeah, so all you can do is just stay safe. Just don't bother going out, and you'll be good. So in terms of like you're kind of like the guy that goes out there for Impact, and you go to these events and do all speaking, and you're kind of like the ambassador. So what have you been doing differently? Have you been doing a lot of online events and things like that over the past like 9-10 months?
Yeah, we've had quite a few kind of webinars or online type of sessions. We have our annual conference called Impact Growth, and in 2020 we did it as an online kind of week-long global. So we had content being produced and clients and partnerships from Europe and from Asia Pacific, as well as from the United States. So it was that was pretty fun. And then I've done a few other stuff. We have a one coming up, or we're kicking off a series for the year, Impact Growth series. So kind of where we're doing something every month. But yeah, just been online, no travel. Have not even been to an airport, much less on an airplane since I don't think the whole year. I don't think I traveled in January or February. Well, I guess to Affiliate Summit, and that was it. So nothing really. I haven't been doing anything for a year.
Well,
travel.
Well, it's saving the travel budgets are lean now, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of our biggest expenses as a company. I mean, we have people flying everywhere all the time, all over the world. So yeah, that's nice to not have that expense for a little bit.
Yeah, just and who knows when we're going to get back to some sort of normalcy. I don't expect it to be at least until the end of this year, maybe early next year at the earliest. That's just my opinion, just based on what I'm seeing, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the vaccines got to be made available to everyone. And I found a little online kind of thing you could enter, like your state, your city, and then you answer a bunch of questions about any kind of what you do for a job and health and age bracket. And it basically said you're last in line. So there's like something like, 694,000 people ahead of you, or some crazy thing like that. I'm just like, okay, so I don't think I'll even have a chance to get the vaccine till probably July, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same situation. I'm pretty healthy, and they pretty much told me to just be patient and wait in line. You'll get there eventually. But no, I've always found Impact interesting as a company. I haven't had many clients on it. I'm actually in the process of onboarding one in the next few weeks. But the common misconception with Impact is that a lot of people think it's an affiliate network, but you and I both know it's not. So can you just dispel that myth that it's not an affiliate network? And what is it? Like, how is it not an affiliate network only?
Yeah, I mean, I see us as a software company, SaaS, software as a service. I think probably the biggest reason people want to call it an affiliate network is from the affiliate's perspective. They log in, it's very familiar. You have multiple advertisers that you can work with. You get aggregate reporting, aggregate payment. So from their perspective, I think they do see it somewhat as a knee-jerk reaction. Looks like an affiliate network, smells like an affiliate network, must be an affiliate network. I think some advertisers think of it as an affiliate network too. But, when we started Impact, the one thing we didn't want to do was create another affiliate network, because we thought, I was part of the team that built Commission Junction, and we didn't want, we built that and ended up selling it to ValueClick, and then you go back and create another affiliate network and just kind of elbow your way up to the table for the same business. That's not changing the industry, right? When we started CJ, there really wasn't an affiliate network. There wasn't what we know today, this idea of, from the affiliate's perspective, work with multiple brands at once, get reporting across all those brands at once, get aggregate payment in one payment. That didn't exist until CJ. So, it changed the industry. It helped to mature it. And so when we went to create Impact, we thought there's a lot of things that are wrong in the industry that we could do to improve it. And that's always our goal. So that was the real impetus to create it. We wanted to be a software company where we focused on technology. So data, capabilities around technology, APIs, and kind of more of an open architecture, and allow advertisers to directly partner with any type of company they want to partner with, affiliates, influencers, brands, and not be a middleman, and not really provide the services part. We thought there was a bit of a conflict of interest in being a network and providing managed services as well as the platform. And we really wanted to separate that and, in a way, improve the opportunities for agencies so that there's more business out there for agencies to manage. Because I think historically, at least before Impact, a lot of the largest brands were managed by the networks. Today, that's not true. Most of the largest brands are actually managed by agencies. So it kind of shifted that as well, which, again, when you start any new company, you want to be an innovator, a disruptor. You don't want to just be a copycat. So that was really how we see ourselves. And we don't take an override. We license the technology. So it's a little bit different from an economics commercial perspective as well.
No, absolutely. That's a good explanation, because I'm sure that there's people out there that just have no idea. They think of Impact, affiliate network, it's same thing as ShareASale or same thing as like CJ, but it's not. And there's a lot more that brands can do with it. So what exactly else can brands do with it besides affiliate? Can they bring in all their other channels as well and integrate it into like a one-stop shop, so to speak?
Well, we do have the ability to track other channels alongside their performance channels. So your paid search, your email, your programmatic. Most of that is done for two reasons. One is that allows you to dedupe. So if you have last click crediting, for example, a partner refers a customer, they leave and go back through, let's say, the advertiser's paid search, then that affiliate may or may not be credited. It'll automatically dedupe based on the rules in the contract. The other reason is that then we can help them understand the consumer journey across all paid channels, right? So, and organic and other channels. But, you're trying to understand, probably one of the most insightful points of view is if I were your partner, an affiliate of yours, and I drove $1 million in sales for whatever period of time, you would be able to understand, of that $1 million, how much of it was I the sole referrer, right? So let's say 20%. So $200,000 of revenue, you could argue you would not get because I'm the only one that touched that customer. So that's an important perspective to have when kind of evaluating incrementality or the value of the partnership compared to other partners. And then, how much of it was shared, meaning there were other touch points, maybe just only other affiliates, maybe other paid channels. So you kind of get a better understanding of where that partner kind of plays in the value chain. So I think that's definitely an important thing. We do have another product that can do more attribution modeling and analytics type of measurements for marketing, not site side. But the main, back to partnerships, that main value proposition is just being able to control and understand how partners interact with other channels and each other.
Does this make decision making easier based on this person's doing X amount of dollars a month? Can we maybe take money from here and pull it over here? Does it make that decision easier using your tool or using your software?
Well, I think if I had two partners that have the same business model, let's say coupons, right? Well, they may seem very identical, right? They maybe both drove $1 million in revenue. But when I peel back the onion and understand how consumer behavior is occurring, what other channels are being touched, what other partners are involved. So, when partner A is credited with the commission, what other partner is involved but loses, right? Because two partners usually don't get credit. Or vice versa, when this partner is involved and doesn't win, what other partner or channel wins? So it's kind of having that perspective. It kind of, it's like I always say, most affiliate networks are very siloed, right? They just want a winning affiliate. That's all they care about, right? They credit it and then they get their commission on top of it. So does the network. With ours, we want to give you basically a 360-degree view of what's going on with your partners vis-a-vis all your other marketing touch points. So, and other partners. So it's just basically, the difference between, looking through a very narrow perspective of the channel, siloed, versus a more comprehensive. And I think a comprehensive view allows you to answer more questions. The other one, you ask those questions, the answer is we don't know. So I don't like to not know things. So I want to, even if I don't ask the question, I want to know that if I did, the answer should be in there somewhere. So that, I think, is kind of a broad answer to that question.
Well, because what I'm seeing, like on my end, as like when I manage programs, people are looking for data in one central location, so that they don't have to have all this different software, all these different logins, things like that. So keeping everything centralized and in one place is where I see the future going. Is everything's going to be more consolidated and everything, and you're already one step ahead, where other networks are, like you said, you ask a question, I don't know, this affiliate did this, I don't know what else to tell you, kind of thing. So
right, yeah, and I think you're right about the not having to go look into my analytics and figure that out and then come back to where I'm managing my partners. It is nice. And the other thing is that, Impact is measuring all those channels and all those partners the same way. Whereas even looking at Google Analytics, the way they track and credit and measure things could be slightly different. So they wouldn't match up. So if you were trying to do the dual screen thing, it's like, it doesn't quite line up, but I guess I get it. And then you kind of make decisions. At least on Impact, everything is measured exactly the same. So the data is apples to apples versus apples to oranges.
No, I couldn't agree more. So as one of the co-founders of Impact, I would think that you're pretty involved in acquisitions and mergers. I don't want you to get into details about it, but lately the last couple of years, we've been seeing tons of mergers and acquisitions within the affiliate industry. Last week, I think there was 2 with just agencies acquiring other agencies alone. So what are your thoughts? Like, do you see that continuing to grow, or do you see that just like as like a trend that's going to fizzle off, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's kind of 2 ways to look at acquisitions in any industry. One is more of a consolidation, right? So agency A buys agency B, that's a consolidation. I think it makes sense for agencies because they're just buying more customers, becoming a bigger agency, right? The biggest agency, well, yeah, I want to do business with the biggest agency possibly, right? We have more people. We have maybe it increases your reach. Hey, we don't have a presence in this geo. We want to open up an office there and start from scratch, or do we want to buy an agency and be in business right away, right? So those strategies, I think, make sense. Impact has always taken the approach of looking at build versus buy because we're a tech company. So we wanted to enhance our CRM and discovery of affiliates. And so, we kind of had our product team look at all the things that we would build, and yeah, that we can build that, no problem. Or do we, want to acquire it, right? So it's for us at that point, we decided to acquire Media Rails. Then we have a lot of clients that do influencers and really are interested in influencers. There's kind of 2 types of influencers. There's influencers that will work on a commission basis, and there are influencers that will only work on paid posts. And so we really looked at companies that are influencer networks, and Activate was one that we recently acquired, and they're a very strong tech platform. So very, very robust, strong tech, for people who get it and live and breathe influencers, that's the platform you would choose. And so, we acquired that. Now that's for being run as a separate company, but we're integrating the ability to buy both of those and track them. So for us, we're always looking at expanding what we do as opposed to buying more of what we do. Like for Impact to buy an affiliate network, since we're not an affiliate network, personally, I think that sends the wrong message. We have looked at affiliate networks that have been for sale. I mean, you want to do due diligence. I mean, if it's a fire sale, maybe it is worth buying, right? You're just going to buy those customers and port them over. That's a lot of work, though. Back when I was part of CJ and we got bought by ValueClick, they had bought BeFree prior, which was another big affiliate, kind of more of a software company, but trying to be a network. And we had to merge all that business or migrate all that business off BeFree to CJ. And it took well over a year. And you lose customers. Some customers say, well, now we're going to go to RFP, or we don't want to be on CJ. We want to be on another company. So, it's a long, drawn out process. And that's not fun to have two platforms running parallel together, right? And being maintained. So for us, we always look to acquire something that would take us more time to build or, get us into a market or capabilities faster versus more of the same. We're not really that type of a company. Again, I think that works in the agency world. It's always been done in the agency world. All agencies acquire other agencies.
Yeah, it just seems like it's happening at a faster clip nowadays. Just, I think you hit on a lot of it. Probably has to do with geographical reaches and things like that. But there's nothing wrong with it. It seems like it does seem like a lot of work and a lot of integrating and things like that. But if it helps grow your business, then it's obviously worth it.
I think if you've done an acquisition before and it went well, you learn a lot. And so the next one is easier. And the one after that, it's easier because you know what you're going to do, how you're going to integrate them. Like when we buy companies, they're on our payroll and benefits within a week or two. I mean, it's not even faster. I mean, we got it all. We know exactly what we have to do. Finance, banking, all the stuff that you need to make happen. We have a great team that they have they don't miss anything. So, that's part of it. And I think in the agency world, like I said, once you've done one, then you do a second, now you do a third, it's easier every time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I've known you for quite a few years, back to probably like 2012, 2013-ish. You've been around the affiliate space pretty much since its inception. What makes you so passionate about it? Like, what makes you stay in the industry and not look for another type of job or career to go into?
I think, I consider performance-based marketing and partnerships really, I think that's where everything's going to end up. It's been slowly but surely ebbing that way more and more. I mean, I remember in the late 90s, early 2000, affiliate was kind of off to the side, not taken super seriously. If it did well, great. It's had its ups and downs and challenges. I think it's matured and all that's behind it. And now you have companies that see this channel as very material. Sometimes it's their number one or number two channel from revenue or return on ad spend. So very, very important to their business. And our vision is to expand. We look at this umbrella of partnerships, and under that is affiliate, influencers, app-based partnerships, and technology-based partnerships, and business-to-business type partnerships. And we're seeing more and more of those being forged through our technology. And I think that's, to me, is really exciting because you suddenly see these businesses seeing success, growing their business with partnerships that are outside of what we have historically, seen, the typical affiliate. Now, what's great about affiliate is it's plug and play in the sense of if you're an advertiser, there's a ready-made set of businesses that know how to promote your product or service. I mean, that's what they do every day. That's 99% of their revenue probably. So you can start with affiliate very easily. Influencers is a little bit of a different animal, but similar, very easy to evolve into that. And then now with mobile and apps and other things, there's a lot of opportunity there. And then lastly, this idea of business to business is really, to me, intriguing and a little bit more difficult because if you're a business and I'm a business and neither of us act as an affiliate, you're not plug and play. If I talk to you about a partnership, you're not just, do you have a sign up link? I'll get started tomorrow. We have to talk about it. We have to figure out how we're going to track it. Then we have to contract, get the tracking implemented. Then it's going fine. And so kind of look at like, if you were going to run a sales team, once you have enough salespeople, you need a product like Salesforce. If you're going to do online marketing as a retailer, once you have enough budget, you're going to need something like HubSpot or Marketo or some enterprise grade marketing software. And so when it comes to partnerships, we really want to be that software that brands look to do, again, this broader umbrella of partnerships, which could start with affiliates or could remain only affiliates.
Right now, there's a lot of affiliate networks that are trying to implement the influencers and trying to create their own little mini influencer networks and things like that. Obviously, you're ahead of that game, but is that something that we should be taking more seriously, or is it something that should be done not through the networks, but through like third-party services?
Yeah, I think, you think back when people said, oh, influencers is the hot new thing and everybody started talking about it. I think all the affiliate marketers raised their hand and said, we've been working with influencers for 15 years. What are you talking about? And I think they're right. I mean, there's a lot of affiliate partnerships that do product reviews and recommendations and for all intents and purposes act as affiliates. But when you look at the rise of the social app influencer, right, on TikTok or Instagram, that's a little bit different. And it kind of turned into an alternative form of display in the sense of you were buying views and likes and shares and comments. Those were the social signals that measured the impact of your influencer campaign. It was very hard to track a link because in the early days of a lot of these apps, they wouldn't allow affiliate links in them, or you couldn't even have a link in the post to click on. You had to go back to the bio, which there's so much breakage. So I think that got moved into a different group. It couldn't be moved under the performance team. And, whether it's PR or just another team that sits beside affiliate that runs influencers. I mean, in some cases, affiliate teams do. But it is a different animal. I think it's a mistake to kind of say, oh, they'll all work on a commission basis. I mean, there are influencers that will, or a little bit of both, kind of a hybrid, hey, I'll give you $100 and 8% of the revenue that you generate from the promo code or link. So I think that works. But if I'm tracking that kind of partnership through a promo code or link, then I can measure the sales. But I can't measure all the views, all the hashtags, all the retweets or shares, or all the social signals that kind of help justify the flat rate spend. So, you need to you don't want to go over here and say, I'm just going to do it like this. And then you're missing out on some other data and metrics. Also, just working with those partners, you need a lot of the social data to even know if that's a partner you want to work with, right? So how many followers do they have? How many are bots? How much activity do they typically get on a post? What are some of the other hashtags they use? So you do want to know what you want the data. I think, sure, affiliate networks probably want to get into that. We're into it, but I think you can't oversimplify it. It's a little easier said than done. So that's why we bought Activate. They're really good and they know what they're doing, and they're an awesome team and great technology. So for us, it's easy to cross-sell, right? So you have an existing client and you go, hey, does your team do influencers? Or are you considering doing influencers? Yes. Okay, well, let's talk to our Activate team, how we can help. The other weird thing is most companies that do influencer marketing don't use a single platform. They'll go to different influencer platforms or run a campaign across multiple ones. So it's not the same. Like an affiliate program, it's always on, right? Like there's influencer campaigns can be just for 2 days, right?
Right.
So they're definitely not always on where you just have influencers constantly creating content about you and promoting you. It's not normal like that. So it is a bit of a different animal, but it just depends, who they are and what they do and what kind of their audience is. But
yeah, because the request from clients all the time is like, oh, I want to work with influencers. Let's do that. I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds easy. I'm like, but it's not as easy as it sounds, because like you said, they may want cash up front or however you want to work it, but it's not as cut and dry as an affiliate partnership. You got to send them products, and then you got to agree on all the details, and it becomes complicated. And doing it through like something that's already pre-built and it has all the elements you need, like you were talking about, like all the engagement rates, all that stuff is probably better to invest in than trying to do it any other way, just because you get all the data that you need in one spot and you don't have to worry about relying on emailing back and forth and all that stuff. It becomes too cumbersome, and it's not even worth it at that point.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's not as easy as people make it up to be. It's like, oh, let's just make them affiliates and track them that way. And we do have people that do that, and it's fine. And there's ways to make that scale and work. But again, they're typically campaign driven, new product launch and some seasonality, a special promotion that's going on. And you want to preview their content before they post it, things like that, right? So there's a little bit more around that. The other reason that people work with influencers is to gain user-generated content, right? So if an influencer has a great picture of themselves on the beach with my product, I want to put that in my newsletters and maybe even on my website and in my own social media. So that's part of the deal, is that you're getting content. And in COVID, a lot of the production that would normally be happening for retailers around their own product images isn't happening. So influencers are kind of filling in that gap a lot of brands are getting their content from their influencers for their emails and even their website and other ads that they do on all the programmatic advertising they're doing. They need images.
Yeah, absolutely. It's this is another conversation we could probably have for hours. But I wanna just end it with this. So you've been in the industry a long time. You know what it takes to run programs effectively. What would be your one piece of advice you would give an affiliate manager to just starting out? They don't know anything. Their first day. Like, what would you tell them would be the most important thing to do?
Oh, I mean, when you work with partners, if you're managing a program internally or you're acting as an agency on behalf of a few brands, is you want to talk to the partner and say, for the brand I represent, what's works really well, because these partners, these affiliates have a lot of experience promoting other brands, right? So what works, you want to communicate what matters to the brand, what the brand's looking for. Is it a new customer acquisition? Is it re-engagement of lapsed customers? Is it increasing AOVs or repurchase frequency rates, right? Like people normally buy from me every 94 days. I would like to compress that to 74 days. So what can I do to, they've run those kind of campaigns, or they've talked to advertisers about these things, and they usually have multiple vehicles, right? They have emails, they have their own social, they have their websites, so they have lots of things they can do around messaging, content, offers. And so as opposed to just saying, just throw me in the mix and I'll just do whatever I think or you accept, having that conversation can kind of open up some tests or some opportunities that you probably by default wouldn't have found. So they talk about performance and affiliate marketing as a relationship kind of business. It's really a conversation business, I think. It's good to know somebody by their name, and when I call them up, they know where I work and let's have a conversation. But that's the relationship. But it's really the conversation, right? We're trying to do business, and I want to spend as much money with you that delivers the results that I'm going to get a pat on the back for, right? Like, I don't want to spend a lot of money with you and then have my boss look at the data and go, this sucked, right? This was below what we expected, or we expected more. I don't think we want to spend that money there again, right? So, let's work together to be mutually as successful as possible so that we can keep investing in each other. That's really what it's all about. So I think if you take that approach, you're gonna, get the most out of each partnership. And, you can't do that across hundreds. It is kind of a numbers game, this 80-20 or 90-10. So those 10% of the partners that drive the most revenue are where you want to be having those conversations. And if you have a new partner that seems to have potential, again, you want to take the time to have that conversation at least once.
No, that's great advice, and I wish I was told that when I first started. I was just thrown to the wolves and say, hey, here you go, here's a program, manage it. I wish I had some of this advice, but Todd, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts on the industry, where it's headed, and hopefully one day in the near future we can actually see each other again.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for that too. I agree. It's probably not a 2021 event. I know maybe towards the end of the year that might be an option, depending on the vaccine rollout. It seems to be easier said than done as well with the vaccine. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, and it would be great to see you and everybody in the industry that we're used to seeing at least once a year, if not 2 or 3 times a year in person. So
yeah, and affiliate summit, what they're planning on doing November, right? Is that their plan is right now?
Yeah. Which I think is a safe window to pick, because it's the one in Vegas. They get a lot of people coming from all over the world. So that's not just the U.S. that has to get the vaccinations done. It's the whole world. I think airlines are gonna, you're gonna have to. It's been part of your passport ID vaccination card. Like, we can't let you fly without that, even with a COVID test. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I never thought in a million years that I'd live my life like this for this long and not be that plugged into human interaction. Everything's over Zoom and things like that. But I guess it shows that you can do business without having to leave your house. It's proven that point.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I will say that is probably one of the things that came out of this is, we have over maybe closer to 600 employees now. I don't know, somewhere between 500 to 600 employees around the world. And in March of 2020, we went to 100% work from home. And in almost every region, we're still in that space. I think Sydney and Shanghai are not work from home anymore, but everyone else is. And now, even our hiring practice, we tried to hire to the office. Now we had over a dozen offices, so that made it easy, 3 or 4, 5 in the US. So that made it easy. But now I think you may be attached to an office, but you don't live anywhere near it anymore. You might live in another state, but you get attached to an office anyway.
Right.
So now we're hiring people that will always work remote. So it's changed how we approach business. And I think it's for the better. I think our team really succeeded during COVID. We did not, you could worry suddenly everybody's working from home. Are they really working? I feel like everybody's really working. And so I'm really impressed with how our company adapted. And I think it'll have some lasting effects post-COVID. But I do miss being in an office. I love it. So, and I actually had plans in 2020 to travel to some of our offices and spend more time in them as opposed to kind of pop in during a conference for 2 or 3 days. Actually spend like 2-3 weeks in an office to just, be able to connect better with employees and bring more value together.
Well, I guess everything happens for a reason, but glad to hear you're safe, and I wish you well, and we'll be reconnecting about that event that I'm putting on in February as well. I'll be getting you more information on that. Bob Glazer's going to be doing the moderation of it for you and the other members, so he's very familiar with it with everyone, which is good, and I do appreciate you taking time to do that for me as well.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. I was surprised when you reached out. I was like, awesome, this will be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I got 25 confirmed, about 30 speakers in total. So this is a good opportunity for me to take a step up a little bit and start being thought of on a different level than I was before.
Yeah, I hope this pans out for you. This is exciting, like I said.
I appreciate it, Todd. And again, thanks so much, and I'll be in touch soon.
All right, man. Take it easy.
We want to hear what you thought about this episode. You can email Rick directly at rick@bearcatmedia.com or leave a review where you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe because new episodes will be released every Wednesday. And hey, Rick is hosting a virtual event in February that you won't want to miss. The Affiliate Management Expo will be held February 16th and 17th, 2021. This is a free online event for brands looking to grow or start an affiliate program. Over 25 affiliate marketing thought leaders will be sharing their tips and strategies to grow and start affiliate programs. Go to affiliatemanagementexpo.com/home to reserve your free ticket today. Thank you for listening to the Rick Magennis Show podcast. Never miss an episode by subscribing to the podcast in iTunes, Google Play, and wherever podcasts are available. To learn more about Rick, go to bearcatmedia.com.